Hello, everyone. How are you today? It's kind of toasty here in Northern California. It's very toasty here in Northern California today. So it is also the weekend, so we're going to hop right in and talk about the North Sector for the Flying Star in Feng Shui for the month of August in this year of the Metal Rat. If you are new to me, hello, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business Feng Shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the Time Blazer business management system. What I just actually told you was my business model. In classical feng shui, we always look at person, space, and time. So astrology, feng shui, and timing. When you use the system holistically, you will have much better outcomes to achieve your goals. So we're going to hop right in and we're going to talk about the person, space, and time. Where I want you to start out with me is actually downloading your astrology chart. The astrology chart has a lot in it. We'll cover those in future videos if you're interested. But for right now, I just want you to look at your natal chart, the year, month, day, and hour of birth. I've gone over these extensively in past videos. Let's not repeat them today, but they all have a significance, so it's really important that you know all of those pillars. So you may need to pull your birth certificate or something like that, but once you do, the links are below to have you pull your charts, but you can also go to freebusinessastrology.com. And I do recommend that you run the charts of everyone that you care about, anyone that you might be sheltering in place, your teams. It's really important to understand what's happening in their life. So by doing that, that's step number one, is understanding what is happening in any person's life. Now, I have linked below the month of August because we are talking about the month of August, but you can find other videos on YouTube about all the other 11 animals of the 12 in the zodiac. Just go to YouTube 2020 Year of the Rat and then just select the animals that are in your charts and all of the people that you want to know what's happening in their life. Okay, then what we are going to be talking about is the space. So let's just head on over to looking at what's going to be happening, and we're talking about the North Sector. And the North Sector is a very challenging sector in 2020 because it is the rat sector. The North is the rat sector, and it is also what we call the Grand Duke. So the Grand Duke, we need to keep quiet. We don't want to get things, we don't want to do reservations, or we don't want to even be hanging a painting or something like that on a wall, because this will disturb the Grand Duke. What happens when you disturb the Grand Duke? Well, you start having things like financial problems, relationship problems, health problems, and they just escalate. So we really want to just keep it as quiet as possible. The real secret sauce behind classical feng shui is use the good energy and avoid the bad. And in this series, what I'm trying to help you do is understand, because sheltering in place, and this is going to be going on for quite some time, you guys. So I have the solution to me is really using your space and really understanding the energetics of your space. There's long-term feng shui and there's short-term feng shui. Every year in January, I do my annual event, and we are always talking about all the energies throughout the entire year. So what I'm doing right now is helping you break it down sector by sector in each and every month. And so when you are going to start seeing a pattern of, there's going to be certain areas that are more vibrant, that's where I want you to hang out. So the North is questionable because it does have some challenging energy. Now the North Sector, as you see, has the number 3. That's typically about arguments, and so we're just going to keep it at that for right now. We're just going to talk that's what, it means many other things, but just for this level that we're talking, it is arguments. Now let's look at the next slide, which is now bringing in a little bit more information from the month. The month of the monkey, or August, or it actually goes through 2 different months. It starts August the 6th and ends September the 6th. So it is that time frame that we're looking at when we're looking at these monthly energies. And so then what we're now looking at as well is on the right hand number, which is the 3. That's that annual that I just pointed out to you right now. And then the left hand side is the 7. Now, here's what we need to do is look at the story of what is available in that particular sector. So we will now look at the next slide and we'll start seeing, I'm just interfacing some of these icons for you so it's easier for you to see at a glance. What I want you to understand that if the icons are blue, completely blue, like in the southeast, in the west, that means I want you to hang out in those areas, because when you put your body into that area, whether you're working, sleeping, just spending time there, your leisure time there, you are actually activating those areas. When you stay away from those areas, you don't have an opportunity to activate them. But that also holds true when you're using some of the negative energies. So we know for certain already that the southwest sector, which is semi-good in 2020, but in the month of August, it really does not hold a lot of vibrancy. So I really want you to avoid the southwest if you possibly can. So, and I do actually have people tell me, well, I can't because, that's where my office is set up and it's just too inconvenient to move. Well, you know what? If you are too stuck on having to have it a certain way, yes, probably the system isn't for you. Because you really do need to chase that energy, go to that energy and let it nourish you. When you are performing at your top peak, then you are going to have a lot better outcome of receiving the energy that is there. Now, the second thing I also want to mention to you, that a lot of times when my clients call, it's like, come and feng shui my space. Well, I don't really start at the inside at all. I'm actually going outside. So the outside is very important for you to understand what's happening in the perimeter and even a little bit further out. So with all of the technical tools that we have in this day and age, we do have the potential for having, to see the overall view of what the property and a little bit further out too. We want to kind of see the surrounding areas and how that might be affecting you. So what we want to really see are things that are beautiful. You want to see things that are lush and green. You want to see things that are in order. So things that are broken or sharp corners that are protruding and affecting your building. When it's like a corner is dissecting into maybe your front door or even the office that you're working out of, that's going to downgrade the feng shui of your space. So that's what I want you to start thinking of. Start looking, put on your feng shui glasses and start looking at things in a very different way. When you start becoming more aware, that's the first step of moving forward on anything, awareness. So let's start really looking at your space and see how it's providing for you. That's another tip that I want to give you about Feng Shui. Feng Shui is there to help you achieve your goals. So if you're not doing what you are desiring to do, it's probably having something to do with maybe your chart, but also your space. That's why this is a holistic system. If one system kind of is failing you, maybe you have a downgrade in your chart this year because you have some animals that aren't as vibrant, well, then we now need to depend on the space to boost you up. So what you can do with your space is really important. All right, well, let's talk about just a little bit what is in the area of the North for this particular time period, which is right now during the month of August. So we have a 7-3 combination. So this grouping, what we have here is we have metal, which is the number 7, And then we have the 3, which is wood, but it's in the north, which is considered water. Now, I don't want to get too much into 5-element theory for this. I just want to make it, this isn't a practitioner program. Really, it's more just for you to start understanding that there's all different kinds of layers. And so it's just like an onion, peeling an onion, right? You just peel back one layer and then it just brings more and more and more to you, right? So that's what I want you to start thinking about as well. But when you combine these together, 7-3 on its own is actually not terrible, because a 7-3 combination in classical Feng Shui makes a combo of 10. We love combos of 10. Why? Because it brings money. So we like the combo of 7 and 3. But what you need to do, though, is start really kind of understanding the dualities of your goals. Like, what is the strategic action that you need to be taking? What are some of the blind spots that you may not be seeing at any given time? So, overall, though, what I would encourage you, if you do decide to use the north in the month of August, which is not terrible, we just have one thing that we need to be cautious of, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. But things are, there is some flow to it, but I need you to slow it down just a little bit and reflect. That's what the metal of the 7 is bringing you. It's more of this reflection and this innovation, visioning. What is the highest level that you can take it? There's nice meditations where you see a certain price point or you see a certain goal. Just take it up another notch and then get there and get your mindset to that level and then take it to another notch as well. Well, visioning is one thing, action is the next, and that's where this 7-3 can actually help you. Is it really is about the visioning and then taking action. And each step along the way, don't forget to continue to reflect back to make sure you're staying on your right path, as well as seeing your blind spots, I guess what I want to say. But by doing this process of always reflecting, taking action, reflecting, taking action, you will have success. So, but when it comes to partnerships and teams, I do want you to understand that they are there to help you and work better, work more collaboratively. And if you have a really big goal, then obviously you're going to need people to help you. So you need to be very, very clear about what your goal is, your why, and really embrace the team that you're working with, or the people that you're working with, your communities, etc., to really get on board with your vision. Because if you don't, you have no followers, right? So you really need to really help them along the way. So your success is really going to depend on that team effort, if you will. So you want to remain open, keep the channels of communication open, and I would say that it's overall a very good combination. Now there is one little slight there is something that we really should be concerned about, that you do need to watch your valuables if you choose to use this, because this could trigger also a negative, which is robbery, theft, whatever you want to talk, however you want to describe it. But it could be anything from possessions, but it also could be your IP. So make sure identity as well. So do watch, this might be the month that you change those passwords. I know that it's a pain in the rear to do it, but it really is, I think, important for us to understand that this is the way of the world today. There are, unfortunately, people out there that, to me, have nothing better to do than make other people's lives miserable. So we have to stay a step ahead of the game. This is an indication, stay a step ahead of the game. So we want to make sure that you're changing your passwords, make sure that you have enough insurance. If anything does happen to be, taken out of your possession, that you would be sad that if it actually happened. All right, I'm going to take us back over and look at the annual dial for right now, and this is also linked below. And again, this is the complete dial. What you're going to want to do is superimpose this over a accurate floor plan, and this will start indicating where those particular areas are. Now, the second dial that I'm going to provide for you, again, linked below, just go ahead and click on that link and you can get these dials if you haven't done these already. And you know what? We've got about 6 months left in the year of the rat, so it really does make sense for you to go ahead and pursue and get this done, because things happen very quickly with Feng Shui. When you are very certain that you're using an accurate floor plan, then you can superimpose this over your property. Now, one of the things that I'm not so concerned about the way that I'm presenting this material to you today, we're actually not doing Feng Shui activations. What we're doing is we're actually using our body as the activator. And what I mean by that is that they're, you know, when I'm working with my clients and my community, what I'm helping them with is to actually do a certain activation on a certain day at a certain time. Well, this is a little bit different. This is actually just using your body to be in that vibrancy, and then you start picking up the vibration of that particular sector. So we don't have to have it really down to precise. I do want you to get, you know, really make an effort to get that accurate floor plan, because it's going to serve you as long as you are using that space, either as a workspace or as a living space. So you want to do both because you're connected to both, right? All right, let's talk a little bit about, and I've talked extensively about the Feng Shui dial, but the basic is we want to use the green areas and avoid the red. So the green areas are in the northeast one, which is what's called the ox area. Then we also have southwest one, which is the goat area. And by the way, the sun is about helping you resolve problems. It's also about bringing helpful people into your life, especially male helpers. But you know, I kind of say that, you know, just because this system was created on a patriarchal system, I do believe that there's very strong business women out there that take on that yang. It's basically a yang energy is the sun, right? Okay. So then we also have in the southwest, we have Dragon Virtue. What we really like about Dragon Virtue is it will help you dissolve obstacles overall. Just don't want you to spend time there this month. Let's leave that for next month and the following months. But this is going to help you dissolve some of the things that are trying right now. And then in the west sector, this is where we have where we have the Fortune Virtue, so we can expect definitely money coming from that sector. And it's my favorite of the year, by the way. So if you have the opportunity to use it, great. But now looking at some of the red zones, the north, the south, and all of the east, you see on the east, we'll talk about that in a couple days when I'm talking about the east, but it's kind of a checkerboard, but it is a very dangerous area. So, but for the north, for the month of August, I would say this is something that you could use and spend, you know, maybe just a little bit of time in there so you can start activating this big idea that you might be having. Okay, now I'd like to talk to you just very briefly about the concept of time. In Feng Shui, we look at favorable timing and to look at when to make our important moves, right? So this is a part that I have spent a lot of time. This is just a real quick screenshot of the time blazer, and so since it's a static chart, I really can't show you too much of all of the functionalities, which are amazing. But I just wanted to let you know, every Tuesday I do a week forecast, and it's called Time Blazer Tuesday, and I go on around 10 o'clock in the morning for that. So why don't you hop on over and look to see what the rest of this week holds, and you can find that on YouTube as well. So just see what the rest of the week holds for you, so you can have a better opportunity to start really capitalizing on the time. We got a couple of good dates coming up, so you don't want to miss those. Okay, so I think we're here at the end, so I really do appreciate your following, and I hope you return tomorrow. We're going to be talking about, we've got 2 more sectors left to talk about before we end the predictions for the month of August. But if you are new to me, I would really, really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. And if you liked what you heard today, please give me that thumbs up like. And if you really like what you heard today, leave a comment. Also, let me know how the series is going for you. Is it something that is you're understanding it? Because this is a little bit high level. This isn't exactly introductory level what I'm giving you here, but it is quite profound and quite interesting of the results that you're going to be getting. So if you can share this information, like it, and then go ahead and hit that bell so we can make sure that you get all of the notifications from us. So thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it. And we're going to see you back here probably Monday. We'll see how the weather goes and all of the weekend stuff that happens around here. So we may see you tomorrow, but most likely on Monday. Okay? All right. We'll have a nice weekend to all, and we'll talk to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.